Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. In this video we're going to speak about the 4-hour work week, and if I look a bit sweaty or whatever, don't worry about it. Excuse it please, because it's been hot in China. I've been now in China for about 7 years and I cannot get used to the weather. So it's about noontime right now. We got about 35 degrees Celsius. That's kind of scratching, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's humid, so it's wet, heat. You leave the house, you get down in the elevator and you're wet. That's basically the reality that we live in. So I want to do more outdoor things. I want to show you China. I want to show you around. I just can't do it with this weather. But we're gonna get there eventually. I'm gonna show you some stuff. So leave me in the comments, what do you want to see? We're in Shenzhen, China here. Once the weather's better, or if it's some indoor stuff, we're gonna take the camera out. We're gonna do some stuff outdoor for you. Today what we're going to speak about is the 4-hour work week and why I personally think it's a bullshit. For anyone that doesn't know, the 4-hour work week is a great book written by Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is a great guy, big influencer, and he wrote this book, the 4-hour work week, which is basically promoting the idea that you could outsource everything and just work 4 hours a week, which has some sort of an appealing message, right? So imagine you could only work 4 hours a week. Basically, you would convince your boss that you can work much better from home, and then you would work from home. Basically, back then, working from home was perceived as a good thing. Now no one want to stay at home, everyone want to go out, right? But 2020 wasn't, who would have known? Anyway, the idea is, hey, we want to work 4 hours a week, so we convince our boss that we can be much more productive from home. And then when we work from home, we just outsource all of the tedious work and all of the stuff that we can outsource to someone else that does it for very little money in India or in Pakistan or somewhere else in the world. And then we just check that the work is right and we submit it to our boss, and our boss is happy, we're happy, we don't have to work so much anymore. Maybe 4 hours is a bit exaggerated, but that is the idea. So a lot of people say, okay, if I start my own business, I do drop shipping, I sell products online, 4-hour work week sounds really appealing. So I want to do a business where I don't have anything to do with any person, where I don't need to serve customers, where I don't have anything, where I don't have so much work. I just want the money, I just want the dough, right? Now I give you my 2 cents on that, and it's absolutely possible to do that. It's possible to only work 4 hours a week. I know people that, they made so much money, they put it into some sort of investment that pays them on a monthly basis. They're basically retired, they're only working 4 hours a week. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. However, I think there's a big misconception behind it, because what people believe is they start at 4 hours. It doesn't start at 4 hours. You might need to raise the bar by a lot and put a lot more hours in to be able to get to that spot, right? It also comes with a lot of risk. So if you're working for someone, you're trying to outsource all of your job, if someone finds out, you get fired. Okay, that's just the reality of what it is, because you cannot do that. If you're thinking, well, I want to start a business, I want to do my own things, and then the business pays me and I sell some products and I live off that, and I don't really work so much anymore, great idea, definitely can work out. However, it's not going to start that way. So one of the things in the 4-hour work week where Tim goes on and he says, look, I had this supplement business and I was selling my products, and then he took a break because he was so overworked. He worked 12 hours a day and he went nuts and burnout and blah, blah, blah. So he took some time off and he only checked in some hours here, some hours there, and his sales actually increased because he wasn't the bottleneck of the company anymore, and his employees actually had freedom to do something, yada yada. It can be true, absolutely. The problem is that it doesn't start there. So if he would have founded the companies and put a couple of people in the office and say, now we make a lot of sales because I let everyone do their thing and I'm not doing anything, I just work 4 hours a week, he would have been bankrupt in a month. Like that's not how it works. He can only do that because he has been putting those 12-hour days, 14-hour days in for 2-3 years in a row. And this is the big misconception. People read the book, it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. I only, I can just work 4 hours a week. Yeah, you can do that, but there's a time prior to that, right? There's a time prior to do that where you might need to put in 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours a day. And if you've never worked 15 hours a day, you might be like, that's crazy. How can you work 15 hours a day? That's not even possible. You could not sustain that for longer than a week. I've been working those hours for 3-4 months now. 14, 15 hours a day where the only thing you do is eat, sleep, work. Like there's nothing in between, there's nothing going on, there's no social interaction, there's nothing going on. And because I've put all of that massive amount of work in, we're probably going to double our business in the second half of this year. We're looking at a couple of 7 figures that we got to do until the end of this year. It's going to be the greatest thing that has been there. And once this year is over, I can definitely lean back and work less. You know, I can reduce my hours 100% because now I worked so many hours that I accumulated enough money to hire people that can then take that over. But that's not where you start. You start at putting all the hours in and put a lot more in than you would want to, because you need to have enough to sustain for yourself, you need to pay yourself, you need to earn profits for the company, you need to make sure it doesn't fall apart, and you need to have extra to then pay employees. Once the employees come in, will they help you to earn more? Boom, there you go. Then you can take time off. But it doesn't work the way that you just started with working 4 hours a week, because that's not realistic, that's not going to happen, that's not what's ever going to happen to you. So putting 12, 13, 14, 15 hours or basically any minute in that you have available, that's going to enable it. That's going to get you to being able to reduce those hours while having a significantly higher income than you wanted to. So that is my 2 cents really on the 4-hour work week, why I think it's crap. For starters, if you already have an established business and you want to restructure things and only work 4 hours a week, definitely that's possible, right? That's why a lot of you guys are in business. It's not really my sort of things to only work 4 hours a week. I'd be bored out of my mind. I see why it's appealing. So if you want to do that, you have to put the work and you have to put the hours in, because in the very beginning your skill sucks. You don't have the skills necessary to be able to work a little bit and make a lot of money. So you need to do all of those hours earning the skills, learning what you need to learn, becoming the person that you need to become to then be able to create a team that takes the workload off your shoulders, and then you take some time off. It's gonna take a couple of years, and if you're not up for it, then you need to be honest with yourself, and maybe a job is just a great thing. You shouldn't hate on a job, maybe it's just a great thing for you, because you have to go through a lot of shit to be able to be at that spot where you can reduce hours to those levels. That's just my 2 cents. If you want to learn more about basically how we make all the money with e-commerce, or most of our income with e-commerce profits, there is a link below in this description here where you can have a free web class that you can watch and learn everything about how you can kind of shortcut that and replace your income with e-commerce profits. So make sure to check that out. It's just a link below. It's a 1-hour class. It may change your life, and so basically go there now, and I'll just see you there in a couple of minutes. Have a good day. Cheers.